BTS News Today. BTS is one of the most influential K-pop groups in the world, and any event involving them is always in the global spotlight. Their departure for the draft marked a new era for the group and its fans. Before discussing the latest news from BTS members, it is important to understand the South Korean conscription system. The country requires every healthy man aged 18 to 28 to serve in the military for about 18 to 21 months. However, since BTS was given a deferment until the age of 30 due to their contribution to Korean culture, they finally signed up at the end of 2023. Suga, who was born on March 9, 1993, became a non-commissioned member of BTS in a combat unit due to his operational history. He began his military service on September 22, 2023 as a social service officer. This was due to a shoulder injury he suffered in 2020, which makes him ineligible for active duty in the armed forces. How did the army respond to his disappearance? Suga's future predictions after enlistment. Jungkook and Jimin signed up together on December 12, 2023, marking an emotional moment for fans. Both went into the 5th Infantry Division, a well-known unit in the South Korean Army. Psychological and physical impact for idols serving the military. Since BTS began enlistment, armies around the world have continued to provide support through various campaigns and projects. Social media trends about BTS during the draft. How did HYB handle BTS's hiatus? K-pop music industry strategy in dealing with BTS's absence. According to reports, all BTS members are expected to return in 2025. This caused a lot of speculation. Will BTS release a new album? What will their comeback look like? What challenges will they face after enlistment? History of conscription in South Korea. Conscription in South Korea has been a part of men's lives in the country since the Korean War. This policy is aimed at ensuring the country's military readiness in the face of a potential threat from North Korea. Duration and types of tasks. Active Army, 18 months. Navy, 20 months. Air Force, 21 months. Social Services, 21 months. Each man underwent a medical examination and mental tests before being assigned. That if someone has certain medical conditions, they can be assigned as a social worker as experienced by Suga. Several internationally awarded athletes and classical musicians have been granted exemptions or waivers from military service. However, although BTS has contributed greatly to Korean culture, they are required to serve in the military without exception. Suga suffered a serious shoulder injury since his trainee days, which only got worse after years of performing on stage. In 2020, he underwent surgery that made him ineligible for active army service, a social service officer. Suga most likely served in public welfare facilities, hospitals, or government offices. How did the draft affect his career and mental health? On December 12, 2023, Jimin and Jungkook were officially drafted into the 5th Infantry Division. BTS's emotional farewell moment. How does the army support them? Basic training in the South Korean Army involves intensive physical training, battle simulation, war strategy training. How their adaptation to life is very different from the world of entertainment. That HYB labels has prepared strategies to maintain BTS's relevance during the draft, including releasing solo projects before enlistment, optimizing old content on social media, prepare documentary films and merchandise. How is the K-pop music industry adjusting to BTS's absence? Did any groups emerge as their successors during the hiatus? HYB has confirmed that BTS will return in 2025. How will their comeback be prepared? BTS has become a global phenomenon that not only dominates the music industry, but also influences various aspects of South Korea's culture, economy, and politics. With their departure to the military, many fans are wondering how this trip will go and how BTS will return after it. Conscription in South Korea has been an important part of the national defense system since the Korean War in the 1950s. All men aged 18 to 28 are required to serve in the military, except for those with special exemptions, such as international medal-winning athletes or classical musicians with global achievements. BTS was initially given a deferment of military service until the age of 30 due to their contribution to Korean culture, but in the end they still have to carry out this task. Army, 18 months. The main task involves combat training, war strategy, and military operations. Navy, 20 months. Handles maritime operations and navigation training. Air Force, 21 months. Focus on aviation training and air defense technology. Public service, 21 months. Awarded to those not eligible for combat duty, like Suga, who has a history of shoulder injuries. Many K-pop idols have served in the military before BTS, such as G-Dragon, Big Bang. After his enlistment, he returned with more mature and introspective music. EXO, Xiaomin, Dio, Suho, Chun, Baekhyun, Chanyeol, Kai Sehun. The group had to adapt to the changing formation over several years. SHINee, Wonyu, Hee, Miho, Taemin. After returning from the army, they still exist and have great success. Seeing this pattern, it is possible that BTS will also experience changes in their concept and music after enlistment. Suga suffered a shoulder injury before his debut, which eventually required him to undergo surgery in 2020. As a result of this condition, he was not eligible to serve in a combat unit and was placed in public service as a social service officer. Suga served in social facilities, such as community welfare center, government offices, or hospitals. Not on the military front, social service workers keep a tight work schedule. 06.00. Get out of bed and get ready for the task. 08.00-17.00. Work according to assigned tasks, such as helping administration or serving the community. 18.00-22.00. Time for rest and socializing with other fellow officers. Many fans have wondered how this experience will affect the music he will make after enlistment. Jungkook and Jimin entered the military training center on December 12, 2023 in the 5th Infantry Division. This moment was very emotional, both for them and for fans. Before departure, the BTS members gathered to take them. Shows strong togetherness in the group that as part of the basic training Jimin and Jungkook must undergo. Intensive physical exercise includes push-ups, sit-ups, and long-distance running. Battle simulation survival training in war conditions. Military strategy understanding defensive formations and tactics. Many fans are curious how Jungkook and Jimin, who got used to the glamorous life, adapt to a disciplined military life. HYB has prepared a mature strategy to maintain BTS's existence during their enlistment, including releasing solo projects before enlistment, for example, Jungkook with Golden and Jimin with Face. Leveraging old content, HYB continues to upload videos and exclusive content to maintain interaction with fans. Documentary films and merchandise released to maintain the connection between BTS and ARMY. Without BTS, the K-pop industry underwent significant changes. Some of the groups that stood out during BTS's hiatus include 17. As the biggest group in HYB after BTS, 17 gets more spotlight. Stray Kids, the group, is gaining strength in the international market. Newcomers and LE Seraphim, these two rookie groups began to dominate the charts. Based on calculations, all BTS members will complete their military service by mid-2025. However, the question is whether they will go straight back with a new album or take a break. Many K-pop groups have undergone changes after returning from military service. Will BTS keep their musical identity or just explore a new, more mature style? Conscription is an important phase in the life of every man in South Korea, including for BTS's Jungkook, Jimin, and Suga. Although it should be a temporary hiatus, the fans remain supportive of them and look forward to the group's return in 2025. With a mature strategy from HYB and overwhelming support from the ARMY, there is no doubt that BTS will come back stronger and ready to dominate the global music industry once again. Many K-pop artists returning from the military experience changes in their musical style and image. Will BTS follow this trend? Jungkook, Jimin, and Suga's enlistment journey isn't just an important moment for BTS, but also for the K-pop industry as a whole. Despite the temporary hiatus, fan enthusiasm remains high, looking forward to the day when BTS reunites. Jungkook, Jimin, and Suga's enlistment journey is an important moment for BTS and its fans. Although they had to take a temporary hiatus, ARMY's enthusiasm remained high in anticipation of their return. The year 2025 is expected to be a new beginning for BTS to regain control of the global music industry.
Yeah, I'ma do shit my way.